Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Jeff and I'm a full-time reseller, and we are going to talk some more about promoted listings. The other day I did a rant and did a video, and I was talking to my wife about it, and she was going, Jeff, that's all fine and good to go on a rant, but you need to provide some kind of like solutions on how to circumvent the eBay promoted listings, because it's not going away right now, and we have to find ways to work around the promoted listings, to use them but know when to use them, and know when not to use them, and have some strategies. So I've got two concepts that I want to talk about, and this is, this whole promoted listings thing is just, it's gonna be on my mind for a while. The first one I cannot take credit for. It was a viewer. There's some really good comments on that promoted listings rant. I'll link it in the bio. But this viewer was talking about the idea of the Super Bowl, a time when people basically spend their majority of their budgets on their advertising because they're getting the most bang for their buck. So for us as resellers, that's Christmas, Black Friday, that time of the year. So that's probably the best time of the year to be, going a little bit more aggressive for promoted listings. Whereas now, summer months, it's probably the time to scale back. So that's one strategy. And again, I'm not taking credit for that. I am just relaying it in case people aren't reading the comments. And it's not like there's that many comments to read, but I know it's easy to miss things. Now, the second concept, I spent a good deal, close to not an hour, but close to about 45 minutes with this one eBay rep today. And he was awesome. He really wanted to get me an answer. And in the end, I had the answer all along. And let me talk about it. So let me back up. So earlier in the day, I got to thinking about how we can kind of deselect certain listings that we have from never being in the promoted listings program. So what I did was I created a category. I just called it No Pro. And what I did was I selected the top 100 items which are the most valuable, and I put them in that category. So anytime I run a promoted listings campaign store-wide, I will exclude that category. And then going forward, any other listings that maybe I often have very unique items, and there's not much of a competition for the AdWords, I will just throw them in there, because eBay has forced me now to think about each item that I list, whether or not I ever want them to be promoted. And then that led me to another thought. And that other thought is, and I know that there's some misconception around, if a buyer buys an item from you from a promoted listing campaign, some YouTubers believe that any other purchases from that buyer from your store gets funneled into, for the next 30 days, 30 or 31 days, whatever. eBay takes that promoted listing cut from those listings as well. That is true in only one case. And that case is if those second, third, whatever items that they add are in the promoted listings campaign as well. So if you had a group of items that were not promoted, and somebody came to your store and first bought something from a promoted listing, and then they went and they purchased another item that was not in the promoted listings, eBay does not take a cut from that. I know that for a fact because I can look in my account, and that literally just happened last week. It was with the lady, if you guys have been watching my videos, it was with the lady who added a SpongeBob book, and then she ended up and that was a promoted listing, that was through the promoted listings campaign, and then she added another book, actually a cassette and some books, and then she added a hat. Neither of those two were in, so for whatever reason, they were not being promoted. And how I know that is the representative from eBay that I spoke with today, he went in and he looked at the listing as it was when it was live. They have the ability to go back and do that. So then that got me thinking. And this could be a strategy, is when you're creating a promoted listings campaign, run half of your store on promoted listings and half off. So, you know, however you want to do that, if you've got different categories, let's say you've got 5 categories, or let's say you've got 6 categories, run 3 on the promoted listing and then deselect the other 3. Why would you want to do that? You're going to have half of your store not on promoted listings. Well, you know, it's for me, and I'm going to be definitely tinkering with these kinds of strategies. If a buyer comes in from a promoted listing and then they add to their order, at least you have a 50-50 shot that whatever they add is not going to be in the promoted listings, and that you'll get to keep all that money. I think the goal here, at least for me, is to keep as much of my profit as possible, and to keep eBay from getting extra money. You know, if you think about it, pre-2015, we paid eBay about 15% in final value fees when we sold an item. Now, it's 15% plus. Now, if you think about it, this is another concept that I literally just thought about tonight. That pre-2015, we paid eBay essentially 15% for final value fees, and that was advertising, that was everything that eBay did to help us make that sale. That's what that 15% went for. And then they decided they wanted more. But how is it fair? Like, how is it fair that we're still paying that 15%, but we're not getting anything extra out of it now? Because now we're having to pay for advertising. It just doesn't make sense. It's like now we're just paying them 15% just to list on their site. And if we want to get any traffic at all, because organic traffic seems to be disappearing, now we have to pay for that. So we as sellers have to find a way to use the promoted listings campaigns, but do it in an intelligent way that allows us to at least have the opportunity to make additional sales, upsell our customers when they, you know, go, if you're running a buy 2 get 1 free or whatever kind of campaign you're running. Well, actually, if you do that, it's probably all going to be in the same category. But there has to be ways, like, at least this is a start to get your mind thinking about how you can split up your campaigns, split up your store, and run partial campaigns on promoted listings on some listings and some on not, to at least give you the opportunity to keep more of the profits and not have eBay take those as well. So that's all I've got for now. Please, any thoughts? Do you think this is potentially a good strategy to employ? Is it dumb? Do you have anything to add to it? Because the wisdom of crowds is a thing, meaning we, the group of people right now who are gonna watch this video from the time I hit publish to however long it's out there, we all have knowledge, and together, you know, we can share, and we can brainstorm ideas, and you know, we can come up with techniques and strategies to work within the systems that we have, and just continue to find new and creative ways to keep our profits. That's the goal, is to give eBay the money that they deserve, and allow us to keep more of it, our own profits. So that's all I got for you right now. I didn't really sell much today. I guess I'll just talk about what sold here now. If you're still here, I basically sold an adapter that was just for $10. That was just around the house. I listed it, and I sold. I did an offline sale. I did a local sale that was some Banana Republic earrings. I sold for $25. Now I actually had those listed on eBay, and I had them listed on a local site, and so, you know, I get so much joy when I sell something locally that is listed on eBay now. And I never would have listed these things if eBay wasn't pushing me to find other ways to sell my merchandise. I thought, you know what? I'll put these up on Marketplace. There's a whole nother post that's going to be coming about knowing your markets, knowing your audience within different platforms. Just in this particular instance, I thought, you know, there's lots of women who are looking for fashionable things. I'm going to throw it up on Marketplace, and it sold. So it's eBay's fault that they lost out on that, on those final value fees for that. They lost out on that. Now I know they don't care, but they're going to care as more and more sellers start pulling their inventory, or start cross-posting and listing locally and doing whatever. It's gonna affect their bottom line at some point. So yeah, I think I sold just those two things today. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous that I made more money on local sales today than I did on eBay, when I have 8,400 listings on eBay between two stores, and I probably have maybe 600 listings locally. But yeah, so just the two. So we will tomorrow, we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some sales overnight. We'll get some sales tomorrow. Hopefully we'll do a what sold video tomorrow. But yeah, you know, we'll talk to you guys soon, and let me know your thoughts.